Hey guys, and welcome to episode 160 of Meeple to Meeple. Today I brought back Adam from Tabletop Vibes, and we're going to talk about cooperative board games. So
Yes.
I want to ask you a question, Adam.
Hit me.
Have you ever survived a group meeting, whether it's
A group
virtually on
meeting.
Zoom or something, or you were on a board meeting or something in a conference room?
Yes, I have. Most definitely.
Well, then you already understand cooperative board games.
That is a very good parallel for sure.
It's so true. Everyone
Yeah.
has an opinion. The agenda is usually ambitious. The clock is unforgiving,
Oh my gosh.
and somehow a decision has to be made today.
Right. Yep.
But we need,
But
we need to have a meeting about that decision before
right.
we execute
And
that
that
decision.
agenda that we started with isn't what we end up with at all.
Exactly. So in this episode, we are going to talk about cooperation. We're going to talk about forming coalitions, negotiating priorities, delegating responsibility, and quietly hoping someone else takes the blame if it all goes sideways. Cooperative board games turn the table into a friendly committee, or at least they should. But can we all work together well enough to actually win? So it's us against the board. How cool is that? Adam, thanks for joining me on this one. I'm really excited to talk with you about cooperation and cooperative board games.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm super stoked. And then this is fun for me because I feel like I've just recently became more of a cooperative player
Right?
in real life and in board games.
It's so true because you were just last year. You were like cooperative board games. Bleh.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't play cooperatively. My slogan for this was used to be, I'd rather lose than share victory. I feel like I've done a lot of inside work and I'm doing way better at this now.
I think about it's hard not to think about the world around us, right?
Right, right.
And everything that's going on, and it's so divisive.
Yeah.
So
Constantly so divisive.
yeah, rather than focusing on the negative and focusing on the hate, there's enough hate out there, and I don't need to throw more out there. I think cooperative board games, which by the way has a rich history. I was stunned. I mean, I was stunned to find out some of the first and oldest cooperative board games.
Yeah, hit me with some history. Let's hear it.
No, I've got it for you. So here's a cool thing. And guys, I got my notes in front of me, so I was prepared, sorta. Okay. So I want to tell you about. Okay, now I for those of you listening, we will do a top five. We have
Mhm.
chosen our top five cooperative board games. And the other reason, let me tell you the other reason why we're doing this. I've got some colleagues at work who are not modern gamers like you and I and the community, but they've got their family, and I introduced them to this very concept, and they were like, wait, so no one wins? Like we go to I'm like, yeah, it's us against the board, right?
Right,
And you know this. You have kids. You want your children to learn how to work together
right.
as a
Yep,
team with their siblings, right?
yep.
So these are
Understanding
great.
failure
Yes. Oh my
and
God, that's a
the
good one.
winning. Yeah. That you can't just
Right?
get everything and it doesn't always work out the way we want it to. Yep.
Yep. Yep. These are all skills that you need to achieve victory in a cooperative board game.
Right. And real life.
And and real life. Um,
Yeah.
So speaking of real life, the very first cooperative board game. Now, I think part of the reason why I had to dig through this one is this really obscure. It was invented in 1903,
Wow.
right?
1903.
Yeah,
Jeez, that's pretty.
it was designed by Elizabeth Maggie, and the name of the game was called The Landlord's Game. Yeah. Now it's really cool. It is clearly, I mean, I could probably do an entire episode just talking about the history of this game. It's so cool.
That is cool.
It's just yeah, it's all about what is it? Not Georgian, Georgist. It's this whole capitalism and everything. It is clearly a precursor to Monopoly. It is totally a
Ooh,
precursor to Monopoly.
I feel like I'd
So,
rather still play Landlords than Monopoly.
well, okay, so here's the thing. The other reason why no one knows this is it's not a truly cooperative game, but it had a cooperative variant. So it's kind of the first to introduce this concept. The whole point, it's 1903. She's on the East Coast of the United States. I want to say Delaware. I thought I had that written down and now I can't find it. But anyway, so she wanted to prove that the rise in land ownership, right, would impoverish the tenants who were renting the spaces
Interesting.
in the cities of the Northeast and up and
Right.
down the East Coast, right? Because this is 1903, so you're seeing a huge urban boom in the U.S. And she's like, "This is a bad thing." She made a board game, and there was this cooperative variant that would allow you to have what they were called prosperity rules, where
Yeah.
it was us against the board, and the board played the role of the landlord, and so
That's
you
really
had to
cool.
try to work
Interesting.
together and share the wealth, right? Um,
Take down capitalism.
yeah, right.
Uh,
Whereas Monopoly is all about we're capitalists. It's the reversal, right?
yeah.
We're
You're
trying to grab all
conquering.
the property.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I just
Interesting.
thought this was really interesting. But not a lot happens, right? From 1903, you see very little, right? Like this concept of designing board games, specifically fostering cooperation amongst
Mhm.
players, it really doesn't become, I don't even know if it becomes prominent, but in the 60s and 70s, you start to see this rise in a couple of games. So there are claims. Unfortunately, Gary Gygax is no longer with us to say definitively one way or the other, but Dungeons and Dragons, there's so many sources that claim that Dungeons and Dragons was designed to foster cooperation.
I mean,
I
for
think
the
that
most
I think
part, you do.
I think that Dungeons and Dragons does foster
Right.
cooperation. I don't know that the designer was specifically thinking that. Maybe he was. Who knows? But D&D is often cited by
Yeah. It's
multiple
about,
sources.
yeah.
Right. And this is kind of a
You're
one person
in a
playing.
party,
You
you're
are in a
conversing
party. Yeah.
together, making
Exactly.
decisions.
You've got to work together to achieve an ambitious goal, slay the monster, right?
Right. Stay alive. Right. 100%.
Although nowadays when we get into these meetings, our ambitious goals are, make this much money or build this
Right.
skyscraper or acquire this hospital or yeah, boy, well we've come a long
Right.
way, haven't we?
Yep. For sure.
But yeah, so it's really interesting. And so you see a few things. And then the 80s. The 80s is when you start to get a couple of other games, just a few. So Arkham Horror, right?
Yeah.
I think
That's a good
I think
one.
a lot of the reason why I think the you see a lot of Lovecraft because like the 80s is when the
Ton.
literature of H.P. Lovecraft fell into public domain. Now this falls
Right.
into kind of my job outside of the podcast, right? As an
Mhm.
archivist, copyright law. We talked about that with Ty last week a little
Right.
bit.
Great
Public
episode.
domain's a really big one. Being able to use sources that have reached they're old enough now that they're free, so you don't
Right.
have to
Yeah.
pay for the IP. And Arkham Horror is us against the board. And it worked really
Yeah.
well. Sherlock
I mean,
Holmes,
has a
consulting
huge following.
detective. Yeah. In fact, I think nope.
Do you have it?
I have Sherlock Holmes, Murder on the Orient Express. For those of you who are watching it, this is this was given to me by a friend whose mother or grandmother had passed away, and she found that copy. We've not
Yeah.
played it because it's so old. I don't want it to fall apart,
Like a
but
break.
it's
Yeah.
another cooperative game. And then Reiner Knizia in 2000 came out with the cooperative board game Lord of the Rings. So there's not a lot of titles to rely upon in this. So this genre is really young, right?
Right.
In
Right.
2000, it really starts. By the 2000s, it really just kind of explodes, right? So that's
Right. Now we
kind
have
of
everything.
right. Like, how many do I have on my shelf? I mean, we're going to do our top 5, but
Right.
I think you and I think we must have covered at least 30 different
I know.
titles.
Yeah. You were,
Yeah.
PJ's like, give me 5. And I just like pinging him like text message twice. What about this one, this one, this one? And he's like, 5. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yes. Yes.
My
I'm like,
brain just like
okay.
goes crazy.
No, it's totally true. I also let's get back to D&D for a moment. Because it's not a single game, right?
Right.
It's it gave rise to campaign games because you and I talked about this as well. I think one of our top 5 is a campaign game
Yeah.
because I kinda think of while campaign games are cooperative, I don't think of them as when I think of cooperative board games, I think of a game where we're all working together, but we're gonna hit the table, we're gonna play, and we're done, right?
Right. It's a win or lose.
Yeah, and I
Together or
think
not together.
campaign games are, they're gonna be long. We're gonna play, and then we're gonna play next week and the week after or the
Right.
next day or whatever, and I wanted to kind of restrict that because I feel like that's a separate genre,
Yeah, it's a whole nother
but
episode we can do.
exactly. So stay tuned next week now.
Yeah. Campaign games.
Yeah. Well, Adam, you and I learned from last year, you and I don't do back-to-back episodes.
No, no one wants to see our faces that many times. Or mine. Maybe it's me. I'm gonna put it on me.
All I know is for those of you listening, last year, Adam and I did a look back at 24, then we did our look ahead to 25, and y'all were not
Nobody
interested in the
cared.
look ahead.
Yeah.
Nobody watched.
We got more hits on our looking back than looking forward, and no one wanted to look forward with me in their mirror.
So so you only get Adam for 1 week, and we'll
Thank you.
we'll move on.
Right?
Yes. So so
Yeah,
thank
let's
you for letting me take you on that journey,
heck yeah.
a brief history of cooperative board games. There's a little bit more to say about the modern era,
Mhm.
and we'll talk about them. Like because we have to talk about Matt Leacock. He's like the guy, right?
Right. Yep.
And I guess we should probably just talk about him now, right?
Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the early 2000s is really when you start seeing game designers tackling cooperative board games with the intention of nurturing cooperation that the board or the table is your enemy. And Matt Leacock was one of the pioneers. I mean, yes, Reiner Knizia came out with the Lord of the Rings cooperative game, but I think it's safe to say most people look to Matt Leacock, and he's got a lot of
Yeah.
titles, right?
Right.
Man, I'm not even going to try to list them. Well, I
Right.
probably should try to,
He has a lot.
right?
I mean, there's tons of them.
He does. But his biggest, probably his most defining game, Adam, you know what it is. Tell the people.
Just doing the drum roll. This is all you.
It's Pandemic.
Yep.
It's Pandemic.
See, that's
It
the
is,
people. Either you love it or you don't.
but whether you love it or not,
Right.
is
He did pave the way.
clearly the most definitive cooperative board game out there, right?
Yes. Whenever you say, "Do you want to play a cooperative game?" you usually go, "Are we playing Pandemic or are we playing Betrayal?"
Yeah. Or any of other Matt Leacock's games, because he's got the Forbidden series,
Yes, the
right?
whole Forbidden
Forbidden
Island, Forbidden
Island, Desert,
Desert.
Forbidden
Yeah,
Sky,
there's. I think that
Forbidden
was one of
Jungle.
the. That was one of my first games. Like I was given in like the tin was Forbidden Island.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I think we
Yeah.
played the living daylights out of it until I was like, I don't need anybody's help anymore. I can get us there.
Which is why, okay, so it's funny that you bring that up. I love
Mhm.
that you bring that up because I even did a little bit of research on this too. One of the things that Matt Leacock was trying to overcome, and not just him, but designers, is one of the design flaws in cooperative games is table captaining.
Yeah, or
That's when,
quarterbacking.
yeah, yep, or quarterbacking. What did it?
Yep.
So for those of you who don't know, table captaining or quarterbacking is when you go to play a cooperative game at a table and Adam tells you what to do for your
Yep.
entire turn
PJ goes
because
PJ goes to take a turn, and I'm like,
right,
"Here's what you're gonna wanna do on your turn because we're gonna win. You're gonna do this, and then you're gonna do this, 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 and this." And then you're like,
yeah,
"Why am I here?"
right. Yeah. Um, it's unfortunate because either you have new players who aren't certain or you have experienced players who are, I don't know if it's self-confidence or if it's introvertedness,
Right.
but have trouble asserting themselves in a group.
Yep,
I
right.
don't
I mean, it's
I'm sure
intimidating,
there's
right?
yeah, it can
I mean,
be.
like, right, because you're in a cooperative game trying to want to win. No one wants to be the guy that making us
Right.
all lose.
Right.
I mean, I'm, like, okay
Exactly.
with it at this point. Usually, I
Yeah, you
champion
are.
it. I'm like, "Let's go. We're running into
Yep.
that building.
Yep.
Like, don't do it. We're gonna lose." I'm like, "Here we go."
But, I like to what I like to do, and I've been guilty of table captaining
I
as well,
have as well.
okay?
It's very
What
easy to do, though.
it is.
There's a fine line between help and quarterbacking, and it's blurred.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. So what
It's
I
hard.
do is I just say, "Adam, it's your turn," and I wait for you to ask questions, and then I try to read your neuro-linguistical cues, right?
Nice. Just
Um,
get up all in there.
are you giving for those of you who don't know, that's body language.
Right.
I'm
Do I look
do you
do I look
seem
tense? I can't figure it out.
y
Do I look like,
right, right,
"I
right.
got this"?
Yeah, 'cause
Scared.
what I used to do, and this is kind of a form of table captaining as well, so, "Adam, you could take this action, and then this it would result in this, or you could take this action and it result
The
in that."
options guy.
Yeah, but what's really but the reality is that there are more options. I've just cut out all the unnecessary ones. So
Right.
now I will let you open the door to the dragon's lair or
Right.
walk into the city because 'cause we're talking about pandemic, walk into the
Right.
city with disease cubes and,
Everywhere.
whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah. Take your
but
disease-ridden self and fly
yeah,
to the next country and mess up that.
but that is contingent upon the individual player, right? So, like, I have to be self-aware enough that I have this personality flaw, and then I'm going to intentionally rein myself in and allow you to
Right.
play this game, right?
Right.
There are recent cooperative games that have addressed that. I
Yeah.
think some
Help
of
to
them
make
are
it
gonna be
better.
on our list and
Yeah.
avoid that table captaining. I do wanna say that Chrono Fiends by Space Mole,
Yes.
these guys, this game, I got to and I talked about it at Gen Con. I got to play test it, and it was really cool. I couldn't get the scheduling to get them on the show. Their Kickstarters they already launched. They did fully fund.
That's good. Very
They
good.
might have a late pledge later this year, and I'll get them on the show. This is a really cool game, guys. But, I was just really impressed by there was no table captaining. Like, I really couldn't table captain because there's just enough things going on, and
Right.
my character's ability a lot of times we see asymmetry in games where it's like, well, I do this one thing or you do this one thing. But when this, so it's a lot of subjective or subjunctives. If this, then I get to do this. If that, then I get to do this. So I had to really watch what I was doing
Right.
and I
It makes
couldn't
you
table
focus on
captain.
you to help the
Yes.
greater good
Yes.
as a whole.
And I was floored. This was amazing. It was an amazing experience. Cause I hate it when Adam tells me what
I'm
to do.
excited to play about it.
You should. It's really a great game. So if there's a late pledge coming out, it's Chrono Fiends.
No fiends.
Yeah, it's this whole yeah, I want to say you're on a space station. You're not on a spaceship, but you're in a temporal causality loop and you could go backwards in time and time
Nice.
itself is a resource. It's wildly crazy, but we're working together to fight the Chrono Fiends. But that was a really cool experience.
Right. And that's
That
what cooperative play should be
yes, yes,
eliciting. That's what you should be walking away with. It was a great experience to all of us come together, play this game, and leave with that was a blast.
right,
That is
right.
the goal.
It
Yeah.
is the goal. And it's why I love cooperative games because I love it. I mean, how many times have I said this on the podcast? I love people and I love the relationships that I've developed. Obviously, I'm working to nurture a community of gamers, publishers, designers, but I don't want to play a game and then boss you around and tell you what to do the whole time because that can't be fun for you. Now, that's fun for Adam.
Could be. Sometimes. Depends on who it is. I have been guilty of doing that. It's
But
also why I don't play
nevertheless,
cooperative games sometimes. Yeah, I think that
but
I've
now
been
you do.
working. Yeah, I mean, like, I think for me, it's been working on the fact of like, right, like we were kind of already talking about. I'm trying to cultivate like people wanting to want to play board games, right? If
Right.
I love this
Right.
hobby and I want people to enjoy the hobby that I love, then I can't be the guy being like, you're going to want to do this. I will say that people, if you ask me questions, I will give you, that's not optimal. You don't want to do that. You probably want to play this way, but it's your choice. Make the choice. There's too many choices. I'm like, well, that's just pick one. There's no real wrong answer. We will die on this one. That's a real wrong answer. You can still choose it. And I think it's been more of like, instead of like making sure everyone's playing the game correctly, it's now more of, I want everybody to have a great experience and time together with like crazy moments where like, oh my gosh, we're trying to, all you got to do is not roll a 9. They roll a 9, the whole table erupts, and that was the epic moment, right? So like, I think that's where my shift has been for me.
But that's a good place to be, I
Yeah,
think.
I think so. I have
Right.
moments where I'm like, no,
No,
that's
you do.
dumb. You're not doing it.
Yeah. Plus, how often do we get to see each other, right? We go to these conventions. I mean, granted, it's not going to be many for me this year,
Yeah, that's sad. Well, that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, that's a sad thing.
right? We were
Right.
talking about how you and I won't see each other until Origins. And then
I
that's the
know.
end of my convention season for
And
the
we
year.
had a whole thing planned.
We did.
Anyways,
We did. We had a whole thing. Yeah.
had a whole
So
cooperative gaming thing, joint trip thing.
it was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
So the reality is, I don't want to boss you around if this is my only time to see you for the year. I want to have fun with you and I want to play games with you. So naturally, cooperative games are great, but you want to avoid that table captaining. And
He'd rather
games are getting
crush me
better. Yeah. Or punch you in the arm because
because I instigate things. I
because
bring
you
sometimes
instigate.
sometimes the tabletop vibes are not always the best vibes for
No, they're
people.
not.
And that's why I love this dude. Oh man.
So let's dive into our top
Yeah.
5 cooperatives. So I mean, I don't know. Is this really our top 5 or is it just our
It's
5? This
more,
is like these are like recommendations?
yeah, I would feel that this is more of like games, cooperative games that we really enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that,
I don't know if they're
that if I'm
I
gonna
don't
go
know if
pick
they're
a
my top
cooperative
5.
game,
Yeah.
yeah, they're not like, I wouldn't say top fives. They're not like, these are games that if I was gonna pick a cooperative game, here's what I would tell people. Like,
Yes.
which game of these 5 would you want to play? And I would want to play those games.
Okay. That I think that is a better description, because we
Yeah.
went back and forth on this, but I will be honest,
Right.
these aren't my top 5s. There are other
No.
cooperative board games out there that I absolutely love, and then there's campaign games too, so,
Which is a whole
um,
nother episode.
which we've already said about that. So,
Yeah.
for those of you
Yeah.
who are looking to play games cooperatively with your family in the future and you're interested, stay tuned. Who knows when? I haven't scheduled it.
Yeah.
But there'll be an episode on campaign games. And maybe if y'all are good enough and kind enough, we'll have Adam back.
If you want me to be. You might not. Might not. That's fine.
But you know
But
what?
that
It's been
brings,
a year. So it's been a year
that's
since
what
you've
you were
been
doing.
on.
You were distancing yourself so you can bring me back in. I love it. That's good, man.
So
Yeah,
why
let's
don't you
go into the first one.
start us off with number 5.
Number 5. I guess this one would be, let's go with Terrascape.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So Terrascape is a cooperative 3 versus 1 survivalists and a murderer and a big mansion that sits in front of you. The murderer sits on one side, other people, everybody else sits on the other side, and it's kind of like, I'm gonna probably get grilled through the coal for this, but it's literally Battleship meets Betrayal meets a deduction game, like, and it kind of just smushes it all together and makes this epic game. Like, I personally like this better than Betrayal. I feel like it's the level up version of Betrayal on House on the Hill.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Totally
it's
agree.
just a ton of fun. And I think what makes it a ton of fun, besides you're trying to sit like, actually, there's a reel that we have about, I think it's on PJ's Instagram. It's on my Instagram. We played with Nashville board game guy Steven. And the fun part is, right? So all this, the survivalists on one side, and we're trying to communicate with each other what we're all going to do and what we think we're going to do without saying what we're going to do because the murderer is listening. So we're literally like looking, sitting to each other, and we're doing like hand motions on the board, trying not to like, it's hilarious. And you would
Yes.
think
No,
that this
it's
doesn't work, and you're laughing because you don't know what PJ is doing with his fingers or which version, what he's trying to convey to you, who's taking what weapon, trying not to make noise. And then like it's this whole cat and mouse dance thing, but like
oh yeah.
having the other person be the murderer and like try to like battleship. Like, are you in B3?
Right.
Hope it
So
works out.
let's talk about
Yeah,
that battleship comparison just for a second
right.
for those who are not familiar with Terrascape.
Yeah.
So in Battleship, you've got your two boards that are vertical and then your horizontal. Well, the game board, there's a map of the mansion in front of the three survivalists, and there's the exact same map of the mansion on the other side for the fourth player who's playing the
The killer.
murderer, the monster, the killer, whatever the opponent is. And then, like you said, there's this tall, three-dimensional, vertical model of a mansion that is, it might be, this game is probably in my top 5 in terms of most beautiful
Yeah, it's
games
crazy.
on the table, right?
Like giving you
So
an experience, it's up there.
it really is. And of course, people have 3D printed to make that
Yeah,
mansion look cooler and whatnot. There's a dice tower built into
there
the
is.
mansion. So you roll the dice and it just falls out into the tray there.
Down
So
the
the
chimney.
reality is, so we have the I'm assuming the role of the survivalist.
Yeah. We did great when we played, by the way.
To be fair, I've only played this twice. Once was with you and Steven and Daniel.
Right.
Uh, and then I played it in England.
Nice.
Yeah, but I was a survivalist.
Hard to be the murderer.
So the idea is we're doing all this nonverbal communication. So if you're the one, you know, all you see is like shoulder movements and
Yeah. Everyone's just
so it's just obscene. And then we, the survivalists, start laughing at each other because we're thinking how absurd we look.
right, 100%. And then like the funny part too is because you're like in this mansion that's haunted
Yep.
by a murderer killer, we all
Yep.
literally start talking like, and we're like
Yeah.
whispering. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, like you don't even need to. We're sitting next to each other, but like you all of a sudden you start getting in this like he's gonna hear us, which he will. But then we're not
You will.
actually in danger. But we feel like we should be quiet. Like it like just gives us a illicit feeling where you're like the
Right.
tension just mounts and builds.
So I think why don't you talk about the end of each round? This is why we're
Yeah.
communicating non-verbally, right?
Yeah,
At the
so
end of
at
each
the end of
round,
every
yeah.
round, you check for noise, and what you're trying to do is escape the mansion. You have to find keys and unlock the door, or you can build the radio and phone out to the cops, and you have to wait for them to get there and survive till they get there, so then they can come in and save your life. And so at the end of every round, you're checking for noise that you made by opening a door, like rummaging through some storage thing to find some item, or you got a key and you tried it and now and you like made noise, right? And so you tell the other person I made noise in B3 and in B1. Sometimes you make noise on purpose to draw that person away from where you're trying to go. And then you pass your turn over to the killer murderer, and then that person's trying to figure out where they think you're at on their side of the battleship terror board. And then they do their things. Like, okay, should they go and investigate B3 where there was noise? Or are you just lying? I have been
Yep.
the worst killer person though. I'm not good at it. Either I don't pay attention enough or I'm just easily swayed by people making fake noise moves. But I'm
Yep.
awful, awful.
I think that's the hardest role to play.
It is.
I have not seen the killer win. But
Win.
again,
Yeah, it's hard.
I've only played it twice.
Yeah.
So that's Terrorscape.
Right.
If you can check that out,
Ice
it's
makes games.
yeah. The beauty is if you're wanting to play it with your family, and of course this one's a little bit more adult.
Me
It's a little bit there's yeah, and not just subject matter, which of course subject matter,
Right.
but also the strategy requires a level. It's like you're not going to play this with your 6 or 10-year-olds, but you
Right.
could play it with your preteens or
14.
teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll totally get it. But it also allows you like you're not always forcing them to work together. Like that could become monotonous. So this is a
Right.
game where at least one person gets to be the bad guy, and
Well,
it's
and
that
even in
person
the
against
cooperative feeling, you can
right.
still go do you. It just might
Yep.
you just might die. Right?
You
Here,
just
kids,
might.
we're gonna talk about consequences, right? And so like, right, everybody's like, we should go this way. You're like,
Yeah.
screw you, I'm gonna go this direction. And then next turn,
Yes.
that person finds you, takes you down two, and because like you put like health meters on, and then they're looking at you like, bad choice. So yeah, teaches a lot of things. So
Yeah.
that's Terrascape.
Terrascape by Ice Makes Games. There you
Yeah.
go. Check
You
that
want
one
to
out.
you want to do our next one?
Yeah, number 4, we're gonna go in a completely different direction.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's see, you can time me, see how long it takes to explain this game to you, and it's Just One.
I've
This
never
is a
played this.
this is a fully cooperative game in which you have, let me see, I think it's 3 to 7, so it's a minimum of 3, but 7 players. Played it yesterday at 5.
Nice.
You have a deck of cards and you draw 13 cards. And then everyone has a dry erase easel in front of them and a dry erase marker. And we take turns. One person is the guesser. Mind you, this is fully cooperative. So I draw the card, and there are 5 words numbered 1 through 5, and I place it. So I can't see the words on the card, but you all can. So what do? You can write, because remember the name of the game is Just One. First of all, the
Mhm.
word you're trying to, and I'm going to say 2. So that word, it's one word. You have to get me to guess based on you writing with your dry erase marker one word on your easel.
Interesting.
Okay. So I close my
I like
eyes
that.
and I wait. Yeah. And you all write. Once all the players have locked in their one word, they reveal them to each other.
Mhm.
If there are any duplicates, those get erased.
Canceled.
Yes. And then whatever's left over, you reveal to the guesser, and the guesser can look at those clues each and put them all together and try to guess what's happening.
Man, so like if you guys do too much similar things, you can leave the guesser with barely any options to figure out what
Yes.
it is. That's cool.
Yes. I am happy to state that yesterday at 5 players, we won all 13,
That's awesome.
and there was no duplication. So
Wow, that's crazy.
it's all about when you're thinking about the word you want to write on your dry erase is do I do I need to be clever or can I put the obvious? Right?
Right. Is PJ gonna think the same thing as me and write it because it's basic, or should I make it harder? Or maybe he's thinking something harder, so I should make it basic.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Nice.
Because okay, so yesterday one of the clues was fireman, right? And so there are 4 of us trying to write. And it'll tell you what you can and cannot write, you know. So I think someone wrote carry, someone wrote ladder. One of the clues, I'm trying to remember, but the clue that I wrote, because you could write onomatopoeias, which are words that are sounds, I
Sure.
wrote wee woo.
That's awesome.
And so putting the clues together, the other player guessed fireman properly. So
Right.
I mean,
There you go.
that's it. It's a lot of fun, but you have to have a minimum of 3 players. There's a 2-player variant. It's
Interesting.
it's not very good.
But
It's
it's not really made. I don't feel like that game is made for two.
no, no.
I feel like the more people you have, the more guessing and trying to figure stuff out becomes more fun because there's so much
Yep. But it accommodates a group of
chaoticness.
7, so you can have a
That's
larger
pretty
group.
good.
It's cooperative, so we all win. It's basically and
Right.
the thing is you can keep going if you wanna just more cards than you can, but you wanna see if you can get 13 without duplicating. I will say that when I played this game in the UK, I think we played like 12 players sitting around a table at
Wow,
the bar at the
that's
hotel.
cool.
Yeah. Now, we didn't all have dry erase, so we used our cell
Right.
phones, you know, and we would
Yeah, that
draw
works.
the word and hold it up. There was a lot of duplication.
I can see that happening for sure.
So it's Just One by Repos Productions.
Oh, Repo makes it. That's
Repos
awesome.
Productions. Yeah, Repo Productions.
Heck
8
yeah.
plus is the age according
Sure.
to the game.
Gotta be able to
3
write.
to 7. Yep, 3 to 7. Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
Totally fun. It is not mature. You know what I mean? Like,
I
it's
feel like my family would like this game, so I should probably check this out.
you definitely should check this out. I
Yeah.
think Talia would have a lot of fun with it too.
Yeah, I mean, I have a really big family too, so, like, gatherings and stuff, everybody likes cooperative games are usually the way to go some of the time, so that's great.
Yeah. The other thing too, all of our seasoned gamers, right? When we get together at gaming conventions, because we haven't seen each other in forever, we end up with like 6 or 7 of us at a table, and
Give or
at
take
least we
10.
could well, okay, that's true. That's
Yeah.
because you're so popular. That's everybody knows Adam.
And then, like, all of a sudden, our table of 8 goes to the table of 17, and then, like or it's just people we've seen before, and, like, yes, everyone just sits down. Next thing you know, we're like it's like the Last Supper.
Yeah. Yep. But anyway, this is a game that can accommodate, and it's perfect for
Right.
conventions because,
Heck yeah.
it's easy to play.
And it's not isn't
Um,
the box not that big either, right?
no, it's not big at all.
Right.
Absolutely not. So you
Travel
could,
size?
easily, yeah, maybe travel. I mean, you could fit it in your travel bag. You could fit it in a backpack,
Yeah,
easily.
for sure.
If you wanted to, let's say you wanted to play it at work with a couple of colleagues, you could do that and maybe just draw 6 cards instead of the 13 because of
Yeah,
time
you can kinda
constraint.
tweak it.
Yeah, you can do that, like, there's that
Sure.
freedom, but,
Heck yeah.
it's definitely worth it, it's definitely family friendly, it's a ton of fun, a lot of laughs, it's totally worth it. So how about number 3?
Number 3. Alright, I'm gonna go with this one. So this one for me is kind of just, like, kinda crazy because it kinda came out of left field, and there's decent hype around it, but I actually didn't care about the hype aspect. So it's called There and Back Again. It is a roll and write, and, like so just like cooperative games that I wasn't really big on, roll and writes it was like, I would never even think about playing a roll and write. I'm like, if I wanted to write like schoolwork, I would go do that. But I don't want to do that. So I play board games. And then people are like, there's roll and writes. And I'm like, no. But I was sent this game to cover, which I was really appreciative by Office Dog. I love Lord of the Rings, and I have a friend Tara. You might have she's been on here I think a couple times. You might have seen her. Tara's Bad
Oh,
Luck
yes.
Club.
Yep, she was
Like
here
she had
talking
the
about
game.
SETI.
Yes, she's on here for SETI. She taught us how to play SETI. SETI's great. That was on our episode for 2025. But yeah, this game is just like I started playing it and I just started realizing because I guess if you're not a Lord of the Rings fan, it doesn't really matter. But if you are, it's just really fun to like kind of like get to walk through Lord of the Rings through roll and write form. And it's just a really chill experience to play. So like you have 12 chapters, I think, maybe 10. Could be wrong. I haven't gotten that far yet, so we don't know. But you have different chapters and they go up in complexity, which I think is just absolutely brilliant because you
Nice.
start off learning the
Okay.
game at chapter
Yeah.
1. You open chapter 2 and you're like, this is nuts. Where did we just go? This was so, and it like adds a little bit more, and chapter 3 adds a little bit more, and then it keeps giving you harder and harder puzzles to figure out. And so we're currently, I think, at chapter 4, and it's a blast. I'm actually genuinely excited to go like read the story and to try to figure it out. Also, I've lost by like 1 point against Terra every single time. It's frustrating. I can't seem to win. And it's always some line I did the wrong direction, right? Not optimal, but it just makes me keep wanting to come back and play it again. Someone would say it makes me want to come there and back. I had
Nice,
to.
nice,
I had to. But
nice,
it is
nice
great.
use
It
of
is
the
great.
title, yeah.
It's
That's
really cool.
it's one I have not played. I haven't gotten a copy of it yet. So,
It's not
Office Dog,
expensive,
if you guys are listening, y'all wanna
right?
send me a
Send it
copy
over.
and let me play it, and I'll
Jump on
have
the
you on the
channel.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah, we would love to have you. Everyone keeps talking about it, I feel like it's a game I need to experience.
it is good. Well, and the cool
I
part
also
is that I think that is wins me over even more is we could be playing like right now doing this exact same thing and we could
Right.
stream it. We could play off our phone. You open your copy, I open my copy.
Yeah.
And like what Tara and I have been doing is like she rolls the dice one turn. She tells me what it is. I set the dice face in front of me. The next turn I roll the dice, tell her what it is. She sets it in front of us. We draft those dice and take our actions. And like even if we had four of us, because it plays four, we could all be on a video call in different parts of the
Yeah.
world and still play together.
That's something I really enjoy about roll and writes in general. And if you haven't figured it out already, because I know there's some new to the hobby listeners, roll and write, meaning you roll dice and then you write something, right? You might hear us talk about flip and write, or you may even hear us talk about X and write, because there's flip and write, there's the roll and write. There's a lot of different mechanics where you do a thing and then you write something. So you may hear that. But what I like about roll and writes is that we could do that, right? Is that we could play. I've played a lot of roll and write games virtually, like you were explaining,
Yeah.
with our friends
Oh, cool.
across the pond. I love it. I love it. I'm jealous though. I am jealous. Like you get to play a game with Tara.
We should get you on because also Cosmic Ben just got it. So the four of us could be traversing through Lord of the
Okay.
Rings.
Office dog, you gotta get on it, man. You gotta
Yeah.
give me
It's
a copy of
also
this
not
game.
that expensive of a game.
Okay,
For
fair
what it
point.
is, it's actually like I think it's like literally a $30 to $40 game, which
That is
may be expensive, but
reasonable.
for a four-player game that you can literally
4-player.
replay because you could just wipe off the dry erase stuff,
Okay,
and there's variations that you can make it harder
okay.
and things like that.
I
It's
love
just
it.
just really pretty. It's really pretty. Yeah, that's
But I
my
don't I don't wanna make you guys go back, 'cause you said you're on chapter 4. I don't want you to make you
dude,
go
I
back
have
to
I
chapter
have
1.
all the reasons to try to beat Tara from losing. So
Okay.
the first game I lost by 40. I have no idea how that was possible. I thought I was doing great. I was so excited to share my number. And then I was like, I made 40 points. She's like, I made 75. And I was like,
Of course.
wait, what? The next game, I was like, that does it. I'm going to focus in. Still lost by one. So now
That's
I'm
rough.
incentivized to go back and win in
There
a
you go.
cooperative manner.
In a cooperative manner.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
This slight competitive streak,
yeah.
it'll never go away for you.
No, no. Even in a cooperative game, I'm like, dude, I rolled way better than you rolled last time. Actually, that's not true with dice. Everybody knows if you watch any of my YouTube videos, I can't roll dice. That's just my bane of my existence.
Yep. That is.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I
Absolutely.
can have 1,000 dice and I will still lose whatever roll that needs to be at. Like, it's just crazy. And like the people are
So
like, all you need to do is roll not this. There's 5 other sides of the dice that we can work with. And you're like,
and
here we
that's what
go.
you're gonna roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So how about number 2? You ready for number
Yeah.
2?
Yeah. Hit me up.
So number 2 is Sky Team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a huge, huge game back, like, what is it, 2, 3
Well,
years ago?
it won the Spiel des Jahres last year,
Did
and
it?
it's
Nice.
the first two-player game to win that award,
Wow.
right?
Yeah,
Again
I mean, like,
again for
everybody was talking about it. Everyone was playing
Yep.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Two-player cooperative game, designed by Luc Remont.
Remote.
I'm pretty sure he's French. The idea is that you're a pilot and co-pilot of a commercial airliner, and you are at 6,000 feet, and you are on approach to runway. That is
Yep. That's it.
the setup. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you have the pilot has 4 dice, the co-pilot has 4 dice, and there are 2 phases. The first phase is the planning phase, where we can talk about, okay, so we need to do this, we need the flaps or the altitude or the pitch and the yaw, and you got to watch out for this. And the complexity it
It
gets
does.
more and more complex. But we're working together. Here's the catch. And I know this is not very thematic or realistic, but I don't know how this game works without. We get to the second phase where we roll our dice and in turn order, pilot, co-pilot, or co-pilot, pilot, depending upon the round. Because like I said, it's 6,000 feet. So basically, each round you drop 1,000 feet. That's going to happen no matter what. So you're going to play 6 rounds. Once you roll your dice, you and your partner are not allowed to speak to each other at all.
Uh, I think it's a really fun part of the game, though.
It is. No, it totally is. We learned with my wife and we've been playing for a while. I am always the co-pilot. Don't put me in charge.
Yeah.
Which I
Crash
guess
that
is pretty
plane.
realistic considering she's my boss in real life as well.
Yeah.
So I guess that works. But the reality is, so when you place your dice out, there's certain rules, there's certain placements. And depending upon whether you're the pilot or the co-pilot, so for the pilot, you have to lower the landing gear. Well, there's only three, front, left, and right. And the
Sure.
number on the die doesn't matter. But if you're the co-pilot, you're adjusting the flaps and they have to be done in order. So the
Right.
first one, the dice result has to be a 1 or 2. So you have to do that one first. The second one is a 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Right. You get it. But so those are a little bit, and then there's breaks and, and then of course, as the game progresses, there's even more complex rules for dice placement. Sometimes you have
Crazy.
to adjust for
So this whole
wind.
game is dice? I'm out.
It's
My
well,
plane's crashing.
well, but it's not what you think. It's
Right,
not.
right.
It's not going to be the same thing, but the
The
plane does
signing.
often crash. Well, the other thing too is like you have airplanes in front, you have air traffic in front of you. So you have to put a die out to contact the radio tower to say, "Hey, get this plane out of my way. I'm coming in for an approach." Right? But
That's
we're doing
crazy.
all this while not saying a word. It
This
and
is
I
like a
think the
good moment
reason
where they built this to be like couples, non-couples. We're gonna see how you guys can communicate without communicating. Let's see if you really know. Let's see. But like that's what's crazy awesome about cooperative games. You're teaching failure and success. You're teaching cooperative play. You're teaching working together to achieve a goal. You're
yes.
working together to sometimes you don't achieve that goal. Sometimes times you need to be able to communicate while you're with each other without communicating. Sometimes the murderer or killer or other people are listening in and you need to zone in, right? I mean, it's like so many life skills.
It's so true. It is so true.
Crazy.
And it's I think the reality is the fact that you can't speak, and this is why the game doesn't work otherwise, because like I can't, once I roll the dice, I can't be like, okay, I've got a 4, where should I put it? You can't do that.
Right.
You just have to put
You
it out
right.
on the board.
And they have to trust that you're
And
going to try to make the best choice of the
yes.
action and you're going to trust them to make the best choice.
So it builds it builds the tension, right? Of
Right.
what it must be like in the cockpit of a commercial airliner when you're working together,
I wouldn't do it.
but not speaking to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Let's try
I
it,
know
TJ.
if
Let's
I'm a
get a plane.
co-pilot, yeah, I'm not, I'll be like, hey, you're in charge, pilot, but I'm not going to talk to you.
Hands off. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, but it's a fantastic game. There's
It's
an
a decently small
expansion.
box too, right?
It's very small. It's widely available anywhere board games are sold. I don't even I think you can find it in Walmart and Target now.
Amazon,
Yep, you can find it on Amazon.
local
It's
flag.
relatively a lot of fun. Again, it's 2-player only. You cannot play it solo because that defeats the purpose. And there are no more players, so it's worth checking out. It's one of my favorites. I love it when it hits the table. We have not yet gotten to the expansion because I think we have 3 more runway approaches to complete
Nice.
before we can move on to the expansion, which just adds more and it adds turbulence.
Ooh, that's got to be fun and crazy without talking. Just blowing you around everywhere. I
I
like
have
it.
no idea how that works,
That's going to be
but
cool.
that's it. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So that is number 2, which brings us to our last one. Number 1 cooperative game, and this is our campaign game.
Right.
Because we promised we were going to.
Yeah.
It's a campaign. It's a campaign. It's not a game you play once and you're done, because
Right.
there's a story, right? I mean, it's
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's Dark Tower, which is it's amazing. So like if you're old as us, they made it back in the day. Was it 1984?
I believe it was 80. I think it was 84.
Yeah.
I
And
think
like they
so.
had the Dark Tower. There literally was a tower in the middle of the thing. barely worked and functioned, but it did. But it was super, I think it might have been Hasbro. I don't even remember, but
It's
super
been a
old
while.
school game. They remade it for Restoration Games, and the tower that sits in front of the table now is crazy. Like, if you want a good table experience
Gorgeous.
and just nuts, like, you put in 2D batteries or whatever, C batteries, and this thing
Something like
has an
that.
app and it rotates. The tower rotates. It drops
Yep.
skulls out of it. Pieces
Yep.
come off of it to show different symbols. It lights up red. It does everything besides pushing out smoke, which I feel like they could have they could have made it work.
They could have. It features something that you and I absolutely love,
Yes,
and that's a round board.
a circular board. Yes, we love circular boards.
For those of you who are new to the channel, if you go back to last year, you'll discover that
Yeah,
Adam and I both have an affinity for
we
circular
do.
boards. There
I will
has been
literally,
recently, yeah,
I'll literally buy a game because it has a circular board.
there
Like
has
War
been a
of
recent
Whispers.
rise in these. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a great
War
one.
of Whispers has a circular board. Uh,
SETI,
uh,
SETI has a
SETI.
circular board.
Yep. Dark Tower.
Formaggio has a
Yep.
circular board.
Ivy's
Arctica
game.
has Ivy's game. Which one? Is that
It's the
Veiled
so it's
Fate?
the Veiled Fate. Yeah, circular
Veiled
board,
Fate?
huge circular
Circular
board.
board. Yes.
Man, yeah, it's a blast. But Dark Tower,
So,
so crazy part about Dark Tower is so maybe some people won't agree with me on this, but there's a game called Western Legends. It's pretty fun. I love the theme. I love Western games. We hadn't get it to the table that much. I saw Dark Tower come out. I played it with Steven, a Nashville board game guy, and I was not a big cooperative player, and the game drew me in immediately because of the fact that I handle my kingdom. I am the lord of my own kingdom, and we're all working together. So essentially, what you are is there's a dark tower in the center of the board, of the circular board. That's beautiful. You have the west, the east, the north, the south
yep.
kingdoms. Everybody
Yes.
controls a kingdom. Everybody's player has an ability, and everybody's player ability helps everybody in the entire vast kingdom, but it also helps
Yes.
you in your sliver of your kingdom. And then you put
Correct.
out locations, and you put out objectives, and you put out goals, and then you put out monsters. And then you have monsters in your kingdom and region, and someone has monsters in theirs. You have a quest in your stuff, but you have to go to the kingdom of the east to get whatever it is and go back to the west. And there's like all this different moving parts. But I think what drew me in was the fact that, like, my kingdom is my kingdom and I can better it and do whatever I want or leave it and not care. And while you're doing all this stuff, you're dropping skulls into the top of into the massive tower. And at the end of every round, the bad guys get to go and move, and the tower spins, and skulls fall out of the tower, little tiny skulls. And where they land on whatever kingdom side they fall on, you put that like damage into your kingdom. It's mind blowing. If you get too much damage, it starts to blow buildings up, but you can't take actions. And then you get glyphs on your side in your kingdom that don't let you be able to do different actions. And then now your kingdom, when someone crosses from their kingdom into your kingdom, now they're affected by whatever is happening in your kingdom. And I just thought that that was like the most, like, quarterbacking. People could be like, you should do this. And I'd be like, well, I would, but my kingdom needs help, right? Or
Yeah.
whatnot. And it's just,
Yep.
it's cool. It's super cool.
I think you're right. The one thing I absolutely just adore about this game is, again, there can't be any table captaining because you've got to do what's best for the entire
Right.
table. And sometimes that means walking away from your kingdom, and other times it means putting your kingdom first. So it's really conditional. And there are things that trigger where you take these little plastic skulls and you drop them in the top of the tower, and they will either fall out if the doors are open on all the four sides, or they'll just store there. And so it builds up the tension because, like you said, it's battery operated, it's app driven,
Yes,
meaning that
it
you
is
have to have an
absolutely.
app on a tablet or a phone, and it syncs up via Bluetooth to the tower. It'll rotate, it will light up. Like you talked about, there are glyphs on the sides. Those glyphs will light up, which will prohibit certain abilities. We're asymmetrical, where we each have different powers or abilities. It's incredible.
It
It's
is
such a good
crazy.
game with a great narrative. Yeah, amazing. The only thing that we don't have is the miniatures for all the monsters. Those are
Yeah.
represented by cardboard chits. Everything
I
else
had
we've got
I
so
had
far.
to. You know me. I was like,
I know you did.
I love the table if I have this big tower, I have to, like,
Mhm.
have I didn't paint
Yeah,
my minis, though, so they're just black, but they look awesome.
it's okay. They look great.
They're super cool.
They look great.
Yeah.
I
I
I
mean
think this is another game that's in my top 5, most
right,
beautiful games on the table. That
right,
tower that tower is amazing.
right.
I mean,
It's
it's
crazy
it's
cool.
it's easily a foot tall.
Yeah.
Might even be more than 12 inches.
It might be. I'm trying to find my
And
box. Oh, it's over there.
it's a good 6 to 8 inches in diameter, and it just
Right.
sits. Yeah, it's not it's plastic, but it's that dark crimson
Yeah, it looks really
translucent.
cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean,
worthy.
I guess there's the other thing to say about it is if you don't like app-based games, it's probably it's not for you
That's true.
because it is an entirely app-based game.
It is.
I don't think it in some app-based games, I feel like hinder games or take away the interaction of people, and that's like you're going the opposite direction of what the board game should be. But in this, it's just a tool to make sure that everybody understands what's available, and you still have to be like, what are we all going to do? What should we do? This is in my kingdom, and someone gets to hit the button to end the round, and everyone's always like, because as you hit end round, the whole thing shifts and moves, and like bad things happen, events. And then you can also play on, what do they call it? Gritty mode. You play on gritty mode. So there's like a normal mode, there's a
Yeah.
cooperative mode, there is a race mode. I will, you should try it once, but it is
Okay.
awful. It's anticlimactic. It is really
Okay.
bad. It's not made to be. It's supposed to be a cooperative game. So
It
you can do
is.
a race where everyone's racing to get to finish a goal first. We tried it and like it just like the ending was just like, and that was it. We were just all just like, we did all of this to lead to that. But it is made as a cooperative game, and so you're literally like the whole point is like it still brings everybody together. But if you don't like app based games,
And
not for you.
it's not entirely for you, but there you have it. That's
But
that's
it is a ton of fun.
that is 5 cooperative recommendations from the 2 of us. So again, we've
Yes,
got, Run Us Through, we've got
super
Terror
cool though.
Escape, Just One, From Here and Back Again, is that right? Is that the full title? From Here and Back Again? Sky Team, and Return to the Dark Tower. 5 cooperative games that you can get at any local game store or on Amazon or wherever. And we don't have any sponsors, so I'm not going to try to promote anyone else. um, but yeah, check
Right.
those out.
Buy it
They're
anywhere.
they're worthy. And yeah, buy it, find a copy that a friend's got, whatever it takes. Yeah. And
Right, right.
build more
100%. Yeah.
cooperation because there's enough hate and divisiveness right now. So let's work as a team. I love that.
100%.
I love that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, Adam, thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah. Thank you so much for
for
having me
joining me. I
here.
appreciate it.
It was great.
Are you kidding?
Of
Yeah, this
course.
is amazing. Tell
Be with
everyone, especially those who are new to the channel, where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Tabletop Vibes. You could also find us on YouTube, Tabletop Vibes, and our website, tabletopvibes.com. And yeah, we do a lot of cool things, and it's we always have a good time. Try to bring good vibes, cooperative, non-cooperative, gaming, rolling rights these days, everything. Yeah, we're just excited to be a part of PJ's community and get to hang out with him and talk to y'all.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for that. And check out Adam's channel. You guys are in for a treat. And if you want to know anything about any game that's going to be launching on Kickstarter now or soon, he's probably covered it. Be sure to check it out. Guys, don't
Yes.
forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And here's a question for all of you. So you guys can send comments to me. And I genuinely want to know, what is your favorite cooperative board game? So send that to me in the
Yeah, comment
comments.
below.
And yeah, we will respond. As always, be kind to one another. And let's play more
Yeah.
games.
Yes.